Hello, you have reached Psychology, where we ask psychology questions and we find the answer. Anyway, today's question is, how do we navigate the mental health care system? Part 2. Navigating the mental health care system is very personal and individualized. Everyone is going to have their own journey, right? This video is more some basic examples of some paths that you can take to help you improve your mental health. Path 1, self-help. What is self-help? Well, it's just what it sounds like, helping yourself. These are all the activities that you can do on your own without the help of a professional or a clinician. These are day-to-day activities that you can participate in that will help to improve your mental health and also help to maintain your mental health. It can be anything from a walk in the park, a warm bubble bath, hanging out with your family and communicating with your friends, reading a book that empowers you, exercising, improving your diet, wearing makeup or going to the salon. Again, these are any activity that sort of makes you feel like you again, that refills your cup. I think it's easy to go throughout the day worried about our responsibilities and the people and things we have to look after, and that makes it easy to forget about ourselves and our own needs. Self-help is a practice. These are things that you need to get in the habit of doing in order to maintain your mental health and to live a happy life. If you go throughout the days, the weeks, the months, using up your battery but never taking the time to charge it, you're gonna have a low or a dead battery, right? A dead battery does not help anyone. Taking care of yourself is super important, so make sure to find time within your schedule to make time for yourself. And in that way, you can be a better person for the people who need you. And when you are working on your self-help every day, you are making sure that your stress levels are low, that your positivity is high, and that you are the best version of yourself for all the people and responsibilities that lie ahead. Path 2, education. Now, I love mental health education, and I'm so happy to be hearing that more teachers are implementing social emotional learning into the classroom. I feel like this is a huge step forward. I feel like the more mental health education we can get in school, the less we'll need it when we're like 30 and in a crisis, right? Being proactive with your mental health, learning strategies and techniques to combat stress, learning effective communication, learning how to set boundaries. These things are all more effective when you can do them before disaster strikes, right? And with education, it can be done in numerous ways depending on your resources and time. You could go to college, like I did for psychology, or you could read a book based on whatever mental health issue you are struggling with at the time. There's podcasts, YouTube videos, documentaries. There's so much education out there that I feel like we don't take enough advantage of. Just because you're an adult does not mean that you stop learning. And with mental health education, again, there's a broad variety of topics out there. Strategies for reducing stress and depression, strategies for thinking positively and stopping your negative thinking, right? Again, a lot of these things are online if you do have access to the internet. And the internet can be this amazing, great resource, right? But it's a double-edged sword. There's tons of false information out there, information meant to scare people, freak people out, information that is not helpful, information that could make people worse off, especially when they're struggling with their mental health. So be aware of that. Make sure to learn from multiple sources. Don't just get your information from a single source. Be cautious, be skeptical, Make sure to form your own opinion from the resources you gather instead of just taking on the opinion of the resource. But again, education is amazing. It's a great way to learn more about how your mind and body work and how you can then use the tools to sort of manipulate or manage whatever mental health struggle you are going through to benefit you, right? The more you know and the better equipped you are to combat your mental health issues. Path 3. Counseling and therapy. So, what is therapy? Therapy is any treatment meant to cure or reduce a disorder. There's again a broad spectrum of therapies and counselors. There's all the way from inpatient to outpatient to group therapy, individual therapy, physical therapy, psychological therapy. Again, it's as big as your imagination is, right? There's someone out there that will be able to help you. But typically people think of one-on-one therapy with a counselor. You typically go once a week, once every other week. The sessions typically last 3 to 4 months. And then again, depending on your need and your resources, it can last as long as you need it to, as long as you need the support. And when you typically go in for your initial assessment, you will be given a written questionnaire where you just self-report. And please try to be as honest as possible, because without being honest, the therapist or clinician will not be able to help you as effectively as they could, right? After the self-report, you typically have a one-on-one visit with the therapist. They'll ask you why it is you came into the office, what issue you're currently dealing with, or what your focal point is. They'll ask you what kind of support you're looking for. You might have some ideas about where to start. And then if not, no problem. The therapist is an educated professional and knowledgeable professional. They will have some ideas up their sleeves for you. And again, you are your own best advocate, right? If you feel like something is not working or you're not like vibing with your therapist, try to speak up sooner rather than later. I know it can be hard, but perhaps you could even write it in an email or a letter or something. But make sure to communicate that with your therapist if you would like to try something new. A lot of times this takes time and a lot of practice. Mental health is not just a quick fix, but if you feel like you're having no progress, communicate that with your therapist. They will only be able to help you if you're honest and able to communicate your feelings to them. Path 4, medication. And this one's a little bit controversial. I feel like medication is the thing most people lean towards whenever they're struggling with their mental health. And I get it. When I was struggling with my mental health, I wanted a pill to fix me. I thought, I am the problem. I need a pill to fix whatever this is. And that was before I understood more about my mental health and how the brain works alongside your mental health disorder or issue. It's not a cure-all, and that's what I thought it was. But again, scientists are not magicians. A pill is not a magic pill. It is there as your ramp, right, to launch you to success, to help put you in the best physical and biological state possible so that you can go to therapy, so that you can receive mental health education and start practicing self-help and forming self-care habits, right? As far as how you think and how you behave and the habits you've created, as far as perhaps having poor coping skills, a lot of those things are learned behavior, and they thus have to be unlearned. And again, a pill cannot do that. Medication sets you up for success, but you have to take those extra steps to reach success. And I just want you to keep that in mind. Also, some medication is short-term, some is long-term. Keep that in mind when talking to your doctor. You will see a psychiatrist of your own, and they'll be able to, again, have a questionnaire and a one-on-one interview with you to sort of go over your needs and what you're struggling with, and be able to pick out from a range of medications that have been proven to be most effective, and typically start from there, right? And again, it takes time for your body to adjust to the medication and for it to actually be effective. Sometimes it can take 2 months or more, you know. Patience is a virtue when dealing with your mental health, and that's another thing that I would work on practicing and educating myself with. Anyways, medication is an amazing tool, right? So amazing. It's brilliant that we can help repair some of the issues that we weren't able to repair before, right? It has saved lives, right? People can be themselves while on medication. It helps improve their life, right? But just be aware that medication is not the same for everyone. It's not a cure-all. It won't cure learned behaviors and habits. That is on you and your therapist, your education, and your self-help, right? Which leads me into the next path. Path 5, combination. To me, this is the best path forward for the majority of people. It's the most effective path. Using 2 or more of the previous paths in tandem with one another will give you the highest quality of an effect, right? Mental health is a multifaceted issue, so a lot of times it takes a multifaceted solution to help solve it, right? Mental health is genetics, it's environmental, it's social, psychological, it's so many things. Having your mental health be a priority for you is a lifestyle change. It can take a lot of work at first, I won't lie, especially if you're not used to working on your mental health or not used to learning new coping skills and putting them into practice, learning how to have self-esteem and putting that into practice. A lot of these things are new to a lot of people, especially if they grew up this way, right? If they feel like they were unprepared. But as you go along, the easier and easier things get, right? And the more and more enjoyment you receive out of life because you're not struggling every second of the day anymore. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. I know this was just the basics, but I still wanted to put it out there in case there's people who are nervous about what their mental health journey might look like. And if you have any questions, I'd be so happy to answer. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a clinician, I am a student of psychology. I've got to go, but it was so fun making this video. I hope it was helpful in some way. If not, that's okay too. I like making these videos because it also helps me think through my mental health journey, and I hope it can help someone else too. So anyways, I love you guys. Good night and good luck on your mental health journey.